What's up, YouTube? Counterpunch boxing. Okay, look, check it out. All right, this is just kind of I guess a response or a breakdown, to all the people that I'm reading the comments and everybody's, talking about Golovkin only fights bums and no top tens, and he ducked Andre Ward, he ducked Landi Lara, and he ducked this guy, ducked that guy. He'd moved down to 154 for Mayweather, but not Lara. I've heard it all. Okay, so look, today I'm going to break it down for you. Okay, and it's just I'm tired of these guys out there. They're like little parrots. They're just like little fucking parrots, right? They repeat everything they hear or everything they read in the comments section. They just repeat it. Oh, Golovkin fights bums. Okay, well, who? Tell me who. Tell me why. Tell me what he should have done. Who did he duck? Okay, if he's fighting bombs, back when he's fighting, Gil or Rubio or Martin Murray or Monroe or Lemieux or Way or whoever, who should he have been in the ring with? Okay, don't just say he's fighting bums and then not come back with because you should follow that with because he should have been in the ring with blah blah blah. You see what I'm getting at here, okay? And, and look, let me throw out a couple of names here, and I'll throw out names that a lot of these guys probably haven't even thought about. I mean, they're just so ignorant. I'll help them out. Okay, who do we have? Andre Ward. Okay, Mayweather. Maybe a Froch, Carl Froch. Okay, Martinez. Okay, possibly Martinez back in the day. Chavez Jr. Maybe a Quillen. Andy Lee. Okay. I'll even give you maybe an Arthur Abraham and a fucking Darren Barker. Okay. Look, we'll get to the bottom of the barrel. I'll even throw out Darren Barker. Remember Darren Barker? Barker gave Martinez a run for his money in 2011. Okay. Kind of made a name back then, at middleweight. So, who? I want to know who is what I'd like to know from you guys. Okay. You look at his record. I already told you in my other video if you watched it. He's been up against as many and actually more top tens than any current champion. I just put out a video talking about that. When you look at Jacobs. By the way, let's just start with fucking Jacobs. Okay, right there. That was the number 2 middleweight in the world. That was the number 2. Not 3 and 4. Number 2. Dose, okay? So it makes no sense to me, okay? Brooke, Wade, Lemieux, Monroe Jr., Martin Murray, Rubio, Gil, Adama, Stevens, Macklin, Ashada, Gabriel Rosado, Proska, okay? So, you look at these names and they're top tens, okay? These are good fighters, and at the time, that was the only opposition out there, or it was a mandatory, okay? And then, I hear this bullshit about how Canelo, he's fighting, and this is blasphemy right here, by the way, just blasphemy. Who the hell made this? Like, seriously, I want to meet you and kick your ass, so pure blasphemy right there, but I figured I'd show up, because, look, I'm not afraid to show the other side at Counterpunch, that's what we do. I'll show you both sides, and here's the thing. I'm not some, Gennady Golovkin fanboy, but real recognizes real. Okay, that's what it is, and I'm the exact opposite. No, I'm not some little fanboy that's going, oh, Gennady Golovkin fights bums and he ducked Andre Ward. Well, we're gonna get into Andre Ward in a minute, but first let's talk about Canelo. Okay, Chavez, Liam Smith, Khan, Cotto, Kirkland, Lara, Mayweather, Austin Trout, Lopez, Mosley, Cintron, Gomez, Rhodes, and Hatton. Okay, I'm looking at their last 14 fights. Okay, now when you look at their last 14 fights, I think Golovkin has the better competition. Okay, come on. Okay, look at Jacobs. Look at Golovkin. Just fought Jacobs, right? Who did Canelo fight? A 164 drained zombie ass Chavez, okay, and then before that Liam Smith. It's like, what? Who? And then Dominic Wade. I didn't like that fight at all, but it was a mandatory, and they were basically trying to buy time to get the Canelo fight or the Billy Joe Saunders fight. So I get it. I didn't like it either. So I kind of give you that one, but so okay, David Lemieux, right? David Lemieux. One of the hardest hitting, middleweights out there. At that time, who was Canelo fighting? Okay, I'm going to give you a minute. Think about it. Who was Canelo fighting? Amir Khan or a old ass Cotto. Okay, one or the other. I don't remember who. It was in 2015. So, fuck that. Let's go a little further. I was going to cut it off there. Let's go a little further. What about Kirkland? Okay. James Kirkland, I was there. First of all, a lot of you guys don't know. Rumor has it Canelo said that Kirkland couldn't use Ann Wolfe as his trainer. So during that fight, Kirkland, again, at a catchweight, 155-pound bullshit catchweight, and he couldn't use Ann Wolfe as his trainer. Okay, so there's always some huge advantage. And I don't want to really compare Golovkin to Canelo. But I could keep going. I could keep going. But we'll cut it off there. And let's just get back into Gennady Golovkin. Okay, like I said, you guys out there, you make the claim that he's fighting bums. Let's start with Andre Ward. Now, first of all, Andre Ward had 5 fights in 5 years. Okay, he came back in 2015, I believe 2015, right? Fought Paul Smith, then Barrera, and then Alexander Brand. I mean, come the fuck on. You guys want to talk about top tens and fighting bums and this, that, and the other. I mean, like I've said it 100 times. Alexander Brand, they had to lie about his ranking. The commission didn't even want to sanction the fight. They said, hell no, we're not touching it. It's a mismatch. Andre Ward has no business in the ring with an Alexander Brand, but they don't want to talk about that. Okay, they don't mention that, but they'll say, oh, he fought, a Rubio or a fucking Gabriel Rosado, whoever they want to bring up. Okay, but Andre Ward now. Back when that deal was being made, you got to remember, okay, and here's, again, a lot of you guys don't even know the history or have any of the details, okay? In 2015, Andre Ward indeed sent an offer to Gennady Golovkin, okay? Now, it was a ridiculous offer. He wanted half, okay? He said, I want to split the purse right down the middle, 50-50, and, but, here's the but, hit the brakes. He sent it when Golovkin already signed a contract with David Lemieux. He already had a signed contract for a pay-per-view with David Lemieux. I mean, so how is that a real offer? I mean, what's Gennady Golovkin going to do? Oh, sorry, HBO. Sorry, David Lemieux. I'm going to go fight Andre Ward now. He sent me an offer, and he wants more than he's worth. And, sorry, guys. So, that was the offer. Okay, now let's read about it here. Okay, Loeffler said the offer was for a 50-50 purse split in 2016, or excuse me, I said 2015 earlier, 2016. After each fighter had prepared by taking one more fight earlier in the year, it would have been a bad deal to take. He told Los Angeles Times. He said the offer was received after he announced Golovkin's next fight against the Canadian David Lemieux, which takes place on pay-per-view on 2017 October, blah, 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 Madison Square Garden. This is disputed by Ward, who said in his video interview with SB Nation's Fight Hub TV that the offer was made before we knew he had a pay-per-view coming up. This is probably a week before, he's saying. So he says he sent it a week before. So, I mean, that doesn't make sense. You sent an offer a week before they announced the pay-per-view, which means he would have been under contract. Because you don't sign a contract on Monday and, announce pay-per-view Tuesday. I mean, I guess you can, but that doesn't make any sense either. But, before a new pay-per-view coming up. This is probably a week before the fight was announced. I knew nothing about the pay-per-view, said Andre Ward. Okay, so this is when the offer was sent. And up here, if you read, where'd it go? After each fighter had prepared by taking one more fight earlier in the year. Okay, so yeah, he's talking about prior to Lemieux, like during the Monroe Jr. fight. Okay, so during that fight, they talked about getting the deal together. And if you guys remember, Golovkin had a fight on HBO. I believe Andre Ward was doing the commentating, and then they asked Andre Ward. You can go look it up right now on YouTube. They said, Ward, would you want to fight Gennady Golovkin? He said, oh, my shoulder, something about like his shoulder, or I don't know, his pet elephant stubbed his toe. I can't remember exactly what excuse he gave, but but look, here's what Gennady Golovkin had to say. Now, Golovkin, he was pissed. Okay, excuse me. Hey Ward, wake up. Why are you trash talking about other people? Speak for yourself. If you're trying to make a name for yourself by mentioning me to build up your own fight, then be a man about it. Tell the truth. After our meeting with HBO, they asked us whether we are ready to box. You know your answer. I said yes. You said no. You said something about your shoulder or your promoter. I'm not interested in the reason. I only heard your no. Okay? But you remember that HBO said that they would need a long time to build up the fight. Then what the fuck are you talking about excuses? If you do provocative attacks, do not even think that Loeffler, Gennady Golovkin's promoter, will buy into them. You haven't been interesting to anyone for a long time, so he will no longer engage in the promotion of your name. Go and build your own image, although everyone already knows what you are, and because of this, they do not go to your fights. You shouldn't worry about who I'm going to box or haven't boxed. You like the rest were lucky with the Super 6 tournament because you got your opponents by contract. Damn. And who are you fighting now? The fifth ranked fighter in England? If I say that I'm ready to box any middleweight and ready to rise to 168 for a big fight, then I am responsible for the words and I have nothing left to discuss with you. As a man, you are dead to me. Now, this was translated from his native tongue, okay? But he was pissed. I mean, he says right here, during the HBO interview, Andre Ward, and like I said, you can go back and watch it. He said, no, my shoulder hurts and my promoter or something, I can't, speak on it. You got to talk to my promoter. He pulled that typical card, okay? Then, like I said, then they sent an offer, but it was after he was under contract with David Lemieux and had a pay-per-view on HBO. And that was it. That is the entire history of the negotiations. There's nothing more. Okay, there's nothing more that you can add to it. That's it. So how the hell is that Golovkin ducking Andre Ward? I mean, someone please explain to me. Okay, and then to take it a step further, Andre Ward said, if you come up to 168, we can make the fight. There is further chatter. Nothing official, like no offers, nothing like that, but just chitter chatter. Okay, Golovkin said, I'll move up there. And then what does Andre Ward do? He moves up to light heavyweight. He says, I want to be great, and I'm going to move up to light heavyweight. And then now you have Golovkin saying, hell yeah, I'd love to move up to 168, and they plan on doing it, in fact. But Andre Ward is now saying, no, I'm not coming back down. If Golovkin wants me, he's got to come up to light heavyweight. Okay, so look, you've got a guy up at light heavyweight that has, been at super middleweight practically his entire career. Okay, he started at heavyweight in the Olympics. Then early on in his career, he was a middleweight, but for the majority of his pro career, he was at 168. Okay, so now this guy that's his home, right? That's his home. 160. He's saying, no. I'm gonna just keep, I'm gonna stay up here at light heavyweight, and you got to come up here. I mean, could you now? What if Gennady Golovkin did that? Like, what if he moved up, and then Andre Ward said, hey, come back down to middleweight, and I'll fight you. What would you guys say? What would you say? Oh, Golovkin's ducking. I mean, look, I just gave you the entire history, okay? Broke it down just detail by detail, and there aren't any more facts, okay? None of this is my opinion. I'm not making this shit up. That's it. I mean, we went over everything, all the possible opponents Gennady Golovkin can face. Mayweather, okay, let's talk about that. Golovkin said multiple times, yes, I will go down to light middleweight, for a Mayweather fight, and then Mayweather never made it. He wouldn't. I mean, we all know he retired after Pacquiao, wouldn't do it. Okay, Froch retired. Martinez blew his knees out. Remember in the Cotto fight? I mean, Martinez. I mean, I knew going into that fight that Martinez, his knee was bad. Okay, Chavez Jr. Do I need to explain? Do I need to even get into that? Okay. Quillen, got beat by Jacobs, and then Gennady Golovkin beat Jacobs. Okay. Andy Lee, the fight was made, and Golovkin's father died during the training camp, so therefore they canceled the fight. After that, Andy Lee basically went on. He went downhill after that, and there was no more interest in the Andy Lee fight, but it doesn't matter because Gennady Golovkin would annihilate him like he did Butte in the amateurs. And if you guys haven't seen that, go back and watch when Golovkin knocked out Butte. But that's basically what he would do to Andy Lee. Okay, so who else do we have? Like I said, I even threw out Arthur Abraham. He'd fucking annihilate him. And even maybe a Darren Barker back in 2011, 2012. And remember in 2013 when Gennady Golovkin was in and when it was at his peak, Andre Ward was retired. Okay, he was fighting with Goosen. So, Andre Ward comes back in 2015, makes a ridiculous offer when Golovkin is under contract with Lemieux, and then he's on record on an HBO interview saying, no, hell no, I don't want to fight. My shoulder, my dragon's ill and my pet elephant stubbed his toe. Like I said, whatever, I got abducted by aliens, whatever, bullshit excuse he threw out. And that's it. And then the dude runs up to light heavyweight. So how the fuck is Golovkin ducking this guy? Like, seriously, this is the, so when you guys start, popping off with he's a bum and he's ducking people and doing this, back it up. Tell me, explain to me how and why. You can't. You simply can't, because I just broke down the facts. Now, you can lie, you can make some shit up, but, I mean, I won't even reply to that. But look, here we have Gennady Golovkin, and I'm going to show you guys something. I'm going to end it here. Let me see if I got a picture of it real quick. They just opened up like some kind of boxing gym for Golovkin. Here we go. I don't know what this is, but it was on his like Facebook, but it's pretty cool. Golovkin here. It looks like they opened up it's like a sports center, I believe, but it's got, Golovkin on it. See GGG right there. But it's like a boxing gym, and it's in Kazakhstan, of course, but pretty cool. Okay, pretty cool. Just want to show you guys that real quick. But yeah, I mean, so look, anyone in the comments section, you give me your reply. You say he's fighting bums. Well, then who should he have fought? Okay, who? I mean, he's about to become the undisputed middleweight champion in boxing. I mean, look, when Gennady Golovkin fights, it's history, okay? It's history being made, okay? He's only 2 fights away to tie Bernard Hopkins in 20 title defenses, okay? Only 2 fights away. Right now, he's at 18. 19, it'll be 19 with Canelo. And then, imagine this, he becomes the undisputed middleweight champion after he beats Saunders and also ties Bernard Hopkins, ties his record for title defenses at middleweight. Okay, highest knockout percentage in middleweight history, highest knockout streak, I believe, in middleweight history. I mean, like I said, everything this dude is doing is historical. He's making history, but yet I keep hearing about, oh, he's a bum, he ducked Andre Ward. I just came into boxing after I watched Mayweather and Pacquiao. I know everything. You don't know shit. I'll run circles around you motherfuckers out there. You don't know shit. Nothing. Fucking jump through this camera and punch you in your goddamn kidney. Shit. But anyway, okay, so but yeah, look, I'm gonna leave it there. I'm going to leave it there, and please, just enlighten me with your knowledge in the comment section.